Hello, welcome back to Plot 25. It's currently Monday evening. It's about 8 p.m, so I don't have much time before it gets dark, but I just wanted to catch you up on a couple of things that I've been doing over the weekend, and then try and get a few jobs done before I need to go. But before that, I just wanted to say thank you so much to everyone who's been watching my videos and everyone who's subscribed and left such lovely, kind comments. I'm currently editing the last video that I was filming before I hit publish. So I think I'd published my first video halfway through filming the next one I'm going to upload. And in it, I was so happy to have 2 people subscribe. So now to have over 200 people, it was very unexpected. So thank you so much. It really has meant so much. And I've got so many useful comments, tips and tricks, and just lovely support as well, which is really nice. So right, let's show you what's been going on. Okay, so first things first, I've brought my tomatoes over. Here they are. A couple are a bit on the lean. They all looked all right at home, and then as I brought them over, by the time they got here, a few of them had just completely flopped over. I was hoping they'd perk up, but they've obviously grown that way now. So I'll prioritise the ones that are not like that when I plant them in the ground. But if I do want to plant these, I'll just try and, I think, plant them quite deep and try and stand them back up, and hopefully that will be okay. My aubergines, they're still doing okay. They're growing a little bit bigger. They're still quite small, but I think they'll be okay. And then down here, I've got some kale, some lettuces, some brassicas, which are looking a bit leggy, to be honest. So these going to be, I'm hoping they're going to be okay. I'm waiting for second leaves before I prick them out. I'm assuming that I can just maybe plant them a little bit deeper when I pot them up. And then these are my dragon egg cucumbers. That look really good. So I'm just waiting for the second leaves to pop them on, I think. Also, I wanted to update you on the plants I got at the garden centre. So this is my Shirley. And look at that next to mine that I've planted. It looks so much stronger, but I think we'll be okay. My fig is still looking good. I was waiting for some compost to pot that up in a bit of a bigger pot because I'm not quite ready to put it in its final place. But I just got some compost today. They had a delivery at the allotment shop, so I will probably do that some point over the week. What else did I get? Oh, the 2 things in the beds I've already shown you, but my globe artichoke suffered. I thought it was because maybe I hadn't watered it enough. So I think I didn't come for 2 days, and I thought things would be okay because it wasn't too hot. But my Shirley looked half dead, but luckily it's perked back up. But this also looked half dead. But then I saw one of my allotment neighbours and he said I should not have put it in the greenhouse. So I've brought it outside. It doesn't look great, but it definitely is doing better than it was. Obviously the sooner I can put that in the ground, the better. But I'm not quite ready because I want to put it where I'm building the pond area. That's the plan. So I'm not quite ready, but I need to get my act together a bit, I think, because that does need to go in the ground. Yep, so that's those. The other thing I've done is built a little pea frame and planted my first peas. So I will insert the footage that I did take of that on Saturday now. So I've put this netting up. It's just chicken wire, and I've used these plastic canes in. I've pegged it down. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some tape just to tape over the tops of the poles just to stop it from sliding down. But I think it looks okay. And I've got these. They are acacia parsley leaf salad pea. Apparently they grow to around waist height, so I think this will work. And you're supposed to use them for the pea shoots, not necessarily the peas. Well, I'm going to pop them in now. I've watered the ground already below, and then I'll water them again on top, and hopefully they'll be okay. I'm just going to do one row, I think. I'm just going to do it on this side of the netting, otherwise I'm just going to struggle to get to the other side to pick the shoots. Maybe it'll be okay, but I think I'm just going to do it on this one side. Again, it doesn't tell me how deep to plant it, so I'm just going to hope for the best. I've also got this rest of the chicken wire that I cut off the top of this, so I'm just going to peg it down over the peas to try and encourage, or not encourage, anything to go digging in it, especially the cats. So here is the finished product. I've popped this tape over the top just to keep the netting in place. It kind of ruins the aesthetic a little bit, but hopefully it will mean that it stays up, and that's what we need. So I'm very glad to have something in the ground. And then yesterday, my mom and granddad came over to visit. I didn't film too much, but I filmed a couple of little clips. Again, I only really had, it's quite a busy weekend, so I only had about 2 hours down here on Saturday and about 2 hours, 2.5 hours here on Sunday. But basically we just cleared this area. I've put the cover back on for now. I'll unveil it another time. But we just dug it all over again. We've got lots of potatoes out, couch grass, etc., and have flattened it out now. So that's ready to build some beds on. So yeah, it was nice to have them here because the weather's been so lovely. They've been coming quite a lot, so I usually see them on a Sunday. And my granddad loves to garden. It's his favourite thing. He's in his element, basically. So I'm really glad that I have this space that he can come to and spend some time with us in his own way. And he loves a dig. So when I unveiled this cover and he saw that there was some proper digging to do, his eyes lit up. He was like, I'll get the fork. So that was nice. So we've got that done. And what I'm thinking now is that I'll have the brassica bed, maybe starting about there-ish, that'll go up there. There'll be enough room to have another bed like directly behind it here. And then I'll still have room for another bed like there. We did get the net out and measure it, and there was potentially opportunity to put the brassica bed this way with the netting, which might be better for the wind because we tend to get the strong winds coming from this direction that way. But it meant that it would literally go from the path almost like directly against the compost, very close to. I could have made it work. We could have just moved this, but it would have meant this path didn't go all the way up. You wouldn't have been able to get past here. You've had to do a bit of a twizzy twirl around, and it is almost quite nice to have this bit of a barrier here. Yeah, so it's flat now. It doesn't look like there's any dead bodies under there anymore, but still a lot to do. But I think my priority for the next little bit of time is just going to be to sort the beds that I already have out and get some more stuff in the ground. I've got my Desiree potatoes. They've popped through now. So I think I was saying before that the level of soil maybe wasn't enough. I've got this leaf mould on top. It feels quite dry because of the leaves. So what I think I'm going to do is actually put some compost on top of the potatoes to earth them up. I'll just put some compost directly on. Expensive way of doing it, and not usually necessary, I don't think, but just to build those levels up for now. I think that's what I'm going to do in this bed. And then I'm going to top these off with some compost that I've got today as well. And I'm going to water them today. I'm going to plant the squash in there. I'm going to direct sow the squash in these beds. So it's currently got the fresh manure at the bottom, then it's got some of the homemade compost, or well, it wasn't really homemade compost, it was just where all the couch grass, the bindweed and rhubarb, etc. was all sat waiting to be taken to the tip. So this is the soil essentially that we sieved out of that. So hopefully it's not too bad. So I'm going to put some just compost out of the bag straight on there, direct sow in there. But I am going to give these beds a water even though there's nothing in there right now, because the beds are so dry. There really has not been any rain, and I don't think I'd really considered it. Last year was so wet, you could get away with watering the beds every few days, and I don't think it's clicked yet that we haven't had the rain. We had rain for about 2 minutes today, that's it, and there's no more rain forecast for the next 10 days currently. So I'm going to water these beds today and then put the compost in, and then in a couple of days, after giving it a couple of waters, I'll put the squash seeds in directly with some cloches over them, because otherwise I think the soil's too dry. I was hoeing these beds the other day because the weeds have come up, obviously, and it was like dust. It was so dry because I haven't been watering them because there's nothing in there. So I need to think about that now, because I do want stuff in there. Obviously I'm gonna direct sow stuff, so yeah, otherwise everything's gonna die. So right, I'm gonna do a few little bits. The sun's already going down quite a bit. I think I'm gonna get some compost in these beds so that I can water it all, and I might try and put a bean teepee up with some canes that I've got in the shed. Right, that's the plan. We'll see how far I get. Yeah, this is so dry, so I think I'm going to water them and then put the compost on and then water that to make sure that it goes fully through. This one's not as weedy. I don't think I'm going to have time for the bean teepee today because I'm losing my light quite quickly actually, and still need to water everything that's in the ground, which always takes longer than you think it's going to. I'm going to try and split the 2 bags between the 3 beds. I mean, but we'll see. Oh, it's nice and warm. It's been sat out in the sun all day. You know what, it really doesn't go that far, does it? This will be a bit better for the seeds to germinate in. It's a little bit richer and a bit softer than the stuff underneath. Once it's established and pushed through, I think it will be okay. Still going through, but the bindweed is concentrated in this area just here behind where you can see, so I think it is gonna, there's not much you can do to stop it, is there really? So it is gonna creep up, but at least in the beds here I think it's slightly more manageable, because you're just gonna have to keep pulling it out, so I can just do that as soon as I see it in the beds. But at least most of like the pathways should hopefully be kept clear. Could have probably used a rake with this, but I quite like getting my hands in the compost. Right, I am going to need 3 bags after all. Right, that's better. It looks nicer. It's more full. It's fluffy. It's lovely. So I will water that before I go. But I think I'm going to put some compost on the potatoes next. I'm going to see if I can get away with using 1 bag, but I might need 2. I'm not going to spread it out everywhere. I'm just going to hump it over the potatoes. Right. So, my phone ran out of storage. I deleted things and it still wouldn't let me film, but it turns out I needed to delete what I deleted from the trash. So we're back now. But essentially, I just covered the potatoes with mounds of the compost, so hopefully that will be okay. And I think I'll come back and put some grass clippings on top of it as well to mound it up a little bit more, giving everything a water. But yeah, that's it. I'm done for the day. The sun has officially set, but there's still a little bit of light in the sky. But that's the end of this video, so thank you again for watching. I am going to try and post at least 1 video a week going forward. Obviously my backups have run out now, but I'd like to do at least 1 a week so you can hold me accountable. And if you are enjoying the videos, then please feel free to subscribe and like and comment and all of those things. And obviously any feedback about the videos, please feel free to pass it on. I'm not easily offended, and I'm still learning, so any advice you can give would be great. Alright, I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. Apologies for the very dirty hands. Bye! I'm just humping. I need to stop saying that.